Hey, what's going on today, everybody? We're going to be taking a look at one of the newest electric scooters over at Fender, and that is the Fender JET. Before we go into all the specs of this, I will say right off the bat, this actually is a really fun ride. I was able to take it on a trip to Chicago recently, and because of that, I was able to get around really nice. It was definitely really convenient to have this. I think because of this, I was able to get around a lot faster, and I was able to see a lot more sights because of it. So right off the bat, just in general, this is a really fun ride, definitely a smooth ride, and honestly, for the price is pretty good. So going into more of the specs of this scooter, this one actually has a 350 watt motor. And with that, you can get to an about average top speed of about 16 miles per hour. And for an electric scooter, I mean, that's pretty good. And with that amount of power and with a full battery charge, you can get anywhere from about 10 to 15 miles for distance. Again, that always just depends on what you're using it on. You know, if you're going uphill, downhill, all that. When I was going through Chicago, I got to about 13 to 14 miles for distance on this. Around that, it started to definitely start to slow down. It was still going, so I was able to get a little bit more juice out of it. But 13, 14 miles when I was going around Chicago, and for that distance, for all we got to do and see, it was definitely worth it. Now, something else that's really important to know about this is that it only weighs about 26 pounds. Now, the reason I say that is because depending on where you're going and where you're traveling, you may not be riding this the entire time, and it's really convenient that this actually folds in half. And by doing that, you're able to carry it no matter where you go, and it's a little bit easier than having to obviously hold it just like this or have to push it everywhere you go. So being able to fold in half and only weighing about 26 pounds, that definitely was convenient for areas we were going or we weren't actually riding it. So we were able to fold it right in half and carry it. So a couple other specs about this scooter is that on the tires, these are 8-inch tires. And then all the way up here on the handlebars, you got two different thumbsticks right here. And your right one is your throttle, and it's all based on pressure. So depending on how fast you want to go, if you want to go full speed, just press it all the way down. If you only want to go just for a little bit of a light cruise, just push it just a little bit or halfway. That way you go a little bit slower. And then on the left one, that's also a brake. Now, it's actually really nice about this scooter is that it actually has two different brake options. Your left thumbstick is a brake option, which is what I use most of the time. And it was pretty precise. I never had a problem with it not slowing down fast enough. It slowed down pretty right on. And then also the back pedal as well is also a brake option if you want to use that instead. Now, depending on how you want to charge this whenever you're done with it, it takes about 4 to 5 hours to charge like a completely dead battery. But however you want to do it, if you just want to park this in the garage, you can just hook it up right there to charge. Or if you want, the battery does come out. That way you can charge it in home. So one last cool thing about the scooter is that it does have a couple light options on it. Of course, right here on the front, you got a little headlight right here. Just do a little double click on the power button and that'll turn on. And depending on where, how late you're riding, it's also safe and just really cool at the same time is that there's also lights that glow right underneath the scooter. So just do a little double tap on the power button. And by doing that, it'll turn on the lights right below. Other than that, the JET is definitely a really fun ride. They have 3 different color options for this. Of course, this one's black, and then they also have gray and white as well. If you want to get a few of them, that way you can tell the difference of, whose scooter is which. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for checking out today's video. If you are interested in the JET, be sure to check out ridefender.com, and you go right in there, you can check out all the other specs of this scooter. And then also check out the other options as far as other electric scooters, electric bikes. Definitely a variety of options to check out. So again, that is ridefender.com.